Greetings, Hive fans. Welcome to another video where I help you play Hive like a champion. This is from the 2025 Hive Online World Championship, the knockout rounds, the round of 16. This is game one in a match between Ben Nanda, playing under the name rizeagain, and current world champion Ben Harris, playing under the name suprisefish. This is game one. This is a first 1 to 2.5 point match. So let's see how this one comes out. Both players open with ladybugs. White follows with a queen and elbow. Black plays the mosquito in line. Very common ladybug mosquito opening. Pillbug, ant, ant, and then the queen. And we've got a buffered opening from black, a very common extended Z queen formation. Black pillbug comes in, creating the potential of a pin-proof spawn point here. And black uses it to bring in a beetle. Early on, both players are fighting for control of the outside of the hive. Of course, playing with the pillbug, one has to qualify for the win by the most common method is covering either the pillbug or the queen. So beetles become very important. And it'll be interesting to watch this spot immediately to the upper right of the white queen is a very common white spawn point. We should probably go back and count how many bugs spawn in that spot. There's a lot, as we'll see as the game progresses. Very informative pin by the black ant. Notice by pinning the black ant in this position, it removes this as a spawn point, but it also leaves available this as a spawn point. Otherwise, if the black ant were here, black spawned a bug there, it'd create a ring and it would free the white ant. One of the things that beginners ask regularly is, how do you determine where to pin a piece? And as you can see, very good example here by black. White brings in a spider, potentially doing a pin replacement. When black does the pin replacement, instead of replacing the pin, white attacks with the spider. White warps out the grasshopper, and black does not want to allow that white ant free, so black blocks it in with the ant. Second grasshopper comes into that favorite white spawn point and immediately gets warped over, again creating a ring. And this time, black cannot stop the white ant from escaping, and so it does. Now this is a very interesting setup here because let's go back a turn before this grasshopper comes in. Notice this grasshopper can jump to here. That's as far as it can go. Once the other grasshopper comes in, now the grasshopper can come to here. It forms a bridge, allowing the other grasshopper to jump over it. And then either grasshopper could jump out and attack the queen. Very interesting situation here, forming that bridge, allowing the other grasshopper to jump. Final grasshopper comes in at the exact same spot. One grasshopper jumps. Black mosquito moves in. Continuing to use that favorite spawn point, white beetle 2 comes in. Now this begins a very interesting series of moves here. Notice what world champion Suprisefish does here with his pill bug. The pill bug moves out, forming a ring, then warps the spider in, and it's leaving the white spider pin, freeing up a whole series of black bugs. Very interesting and informative scenario there. Finally warps the spider over out of a kill spot and frees up an entire series of black bugs. So this is a very informative series of moves here by black, what you can do with an opposing bug to free up some of your own bugs. And by now, white has played all their bugs, does have one free ant, one beetle atop the hive, followed by a second beetle atop the hive. But white is going to have a little bit of trouble here getting enough bugs to win. So we'll see if there's a method that white can come up with. Black, however, still has a beetle in reserve and a grasshopper in reserve. Black did allow the white spider to go free, but by doing so, got the mosquito and the beetle, both of which will have top of hive motion if they want. White would do nothing more than like to get a bug into here and free the white ant, but there's no white bug available to do that right currently. Notice how black warped the mosquito over, converting it into an ant, which allowed it to come out and pin the white ant. So all of white's highly mobile bugs, all three ants and the mosquito, are all pinned. Second. Now this is what might be considered a mistake from our world champion. Of course, the black queen is headed out here to pin the white ant and free the spider up for possible use somewhere else. But in so doing, allowed white to pin this black ant. So if we go back, rather than moving the queen, it might be better off keeping this black ant mobile. By allowing it to get pinned by the grasshopper, other than forcing white into bug's wing and forcing the grasshopper to move, the black ant will be pinned the rest of the game. So black just lost one very important bug with this series of moves there. Oops, let's slide over a little bit so we can see the spider. And this is a very good use from this point forward to the end of the game. Very good use by white of rings. Because notice this big white ring, this 8-bug ring, only one black bug is in the ring, and that black bug is bidirectionally pinned. So white completely controls this ring, which is and will be of benefit to white. Now, remember that black still has a second beetle available. And a very good spawn point for it would be out here, because if you can get the beetle in and have time, you can get the beetle up and then the mosquito up. But as we're going to see, white will put a stop to that here momentarily. So black, this is the second opportunity that black had to keep a bug available for attack. So when, if this game doesn't end in a black victory, which a little bit of advance notice, it's not going in a black victory. That'll be one of the reasons why. Lost the ant earlier, and if it's not careful, it's going to lose one of these two bugs. So any one of these moves, black should be spending the time to get the uh, beetle in. Now the beetle comes in, but note how white defends against that. Ladybug jumps over. Ladybug jumps to there. And now nothing can stop the white ladybug from going out and penning the black mosquito. So now black has lost two bugs, the ant here and the mosquito there. So yes, he does have the beetle atop the hive, ant free, or possibly two bugs free here. But probably will not have enough to win. And so sure enough, there's white has continued to put up a good defense using the ring very effectively. Black does not have enough bugs to win. Black needs 4 bugs, has two beetles and the ant, but the way the white bugs are set up, it's almost impossible for black to attack without forming the ring. Without white has these two extremely good hex traps set up, and so it will be almost impossible for black to win. And sure enough, even though it continues on another 50 moves, black doesn't have much method to win. They're both fighting right now. White is fighting to keep the draw. Black is hoping to be able to come up with a victory, but will not be able to. Continuing to play. And it ends by a repetition of moves after 158 moves. World champion Suprisefish playing black. Again, remember, but playing in these games with almost a 60-40 advantage to white. If you can draw or win as playing black, that is always beneficial. So world champion Suprisefish gets a draw in game 1 against rizeagain. Very informative game. In retrospect, black did lose 2 bugs, an ant and then a mosquito. That could have been the difference between a draw and a victory. So after one game, match is tied, 1/2 point apiece, going into game 2. So as always, I am here helping you play Hive like a champion. Until next time, this is Randy Ingersoll signing off.